What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us on the Dance Floor, the podcast, the only podcast for dancers here in San Antonio. I am your host, Demetrio Solis. I am a dancer and choreographer here in San Antonio. A little bit about myself for those of you guys that are watching. I've been in a few music videos for a few artists here in San Antonio, mostly Latin artists. I've done a few TikToks with a few TikTok sensations here in San Antonio, such as Funny Nene, AJ Rivas. Also, I am a brand ambassador for the world's best dance sneakers, Fuego dance shoes. They're modern, fashionable, and look like street shoes. They're waterproof, vegan free, lightweight, easy to spin, pivot, and very comfortable. You guys can go check out the Fuego shoes at fuegodance.com, and don't forget to use my discount code at DSolis10 to get 10% off your order today. But this podcast is not about me. You can catch my episode, I think it's episode 4, on everything that I've accomplished as well with my dance journey. Joining me with all the right moves, please help me give a warm welcome for...
My name is Tone. I represent here in San Antonio.
So Tone, where you from? Go ahead and start introducing yourself. I mean, where we first met was, I don't know if you remember, the San Antonio Hip Hop Fest.
Yeah.
That was like,
yeah.
what, 2-3 years ago?
That was a while
Yeah.
back. That was a while back.
Yeah, so I mean, we don't really know each other. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
So a little bit about myself is that I was born in Colorado Springs. Lived about half my life out west, mostly like in Hawaii actually.
Really?
Yeah. So
Oh, shit, okay.
I'm actually a military brat.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
I've lived in so many different states and cities and everywhere, and I ended up just settling here in San Antonio, and
Okay.
I just loved it over here, and I was like, you know what, this is just my home. I want to stay here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived in Hawaii for 6 years, and everybody asks me, "Why did you come back, man? Why did you come back?" This is home.
Yes.
So Hawaii. So what part of Hawaii?
I
Another
was
Hawaii.
I was there for I think maybe 8 or 9 or so years
Okay.
about, and then I was on the Big Island. I was on the island where it's
Oh, okay,
called
okay.
Oahu,
Yeah.
and the school I remember going to was called Mokulele, and I was
Okay.
there for a good amount of years too, and everything before I left to go into like the States.
Okay, Mukulele. I don't think I've heard of that one. I've heard of dang, see, I never forgot. It's over in Eva Beach. So I lived in Eva Beach. Wahiwa, and then I moved into town. That was the last place I lived. Ukulele. I don't think I'm. What area is that in?
It's the Big Island.
Oh, the Big Island.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
Oahu.
okay.
Yeah, because I was just saying the island that I used to live on.
Going back to when we first met, so you did your the San Antonio Hip Hop Fest, and you did your performance. Now, I wasn't able to see you perform because I had to go put coins in my meter. So I was like, I didn't get. So by the time I came back, you were already done. I was like, what the heck? So you had won. Congratulations, first place on that one.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
well deserved, by the way. I didn't get to see your dance until you posted it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and start from the beginning. From you go by Tone.
Yeah, I do.
Tone. Okay. Let's go from, I guess, from the beginning. Little Tone. What got you into dance? What inspired you? And all that other good stuff.
So when I was growing up, I was an extremely, and I mean an extremely shy kid. Like I didn't talk to anybody. I used to have a huge stuttering problem.
Okay.
So I did not want to interact with nobody. But one day in my neighborhood, that I had some friends that we were just around, like in front of our houses back when I was in Hawaii, that we had like some like stereos, just listening to music, chilling kind of like in the parking lots in front of the houses and stuff. So we were just chilling one day, and then all of a sudden that there was like this song, I can't remember, it was like a party song. Then all of a sudden just a bunch of kids, like we were just dancing just for fun. And then other neighbors started singing, and then teenagers and adults and everything, and the whole neighborhood started getting more about it. And then I can't remember which friend, but one of my friends like pushed me in the middle, and I was like, I hate you. Like, why, dude? But I was like, all right, whatever. So then I just started dancing. I started getting down, and then everybody was like starting to call me like, instead of just like Tony, it kind of like leaned into like Tone. So it was like Tony, Tony,
Okay.
Tone, 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 Tone.
Oh,
And then
okay.
people were just kind of like hyping me up the entire time. And ever since that one moment, that's kind of what I slowly started getting my more and my love, passion into like dance into. And growing up ever since then, I was like watching a lot of like Jabberwockies. I
Yeah.
was obsessed with Jabberwockies growing up, man.
Who was it? I think they were the first winners from the America's Best Dance,
Yeah,
correct?
ABDC. Yeah, they were the first winners, and what was so cool is that like a lot of them were out west too. And what's even crazier is too is that like two of my cousins went to school with one of the OG members.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his I can't remember what was his name. I think it was like a guy named King Sasso. He was one of the original members a long time ago. And one of my friends said, or not my friend, one of my cousins was saying that, oh yeah, I used to like be in band class with him, and another one of my cousins was like, oh yeah, I used to like dance with him back in the day, and then years later he joined this group called Jabwalkies, and they're like, you know the group, and I'm like, yes, I know the group.
Who doesn't know Jabberwocky?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, of course, who doesn't know the group? So I was like, so I actually got to text him a little bit, and he texted me back and everything, and it was actually really cool. Like I was super psyched about it because, you know, I was telling him, I was like, yeah, dude, you and your group of friends, everything, when y'all were dancing all those years ago, y'all definitely inspired me and everything. And he sent me some really cool stuff back. He was like saying, he was like, nah, people like you kind of inspire me. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, I know. No, exactly. No, exactly. Like even like people that, my students, you know, they inspire me too. Even though I'm the teacher or whatever. So
Yeah.
it is moments like that that inspire us to keep going too.
yeah.
That's awesome, man. So when you were like little, what kind of things were you doing in the circle, or what they
In
call
the
it, the
circle.
cipher?
So crazy enough, I was doing some horrible breakdancing.
You weren't doing the things you were
moves.
doing now.
No, no, I would not get hired. I would not get hired for a lot of the gigs and teachings I do. They would be like, get out. It's bad. But no, I was actually doing some little you know, floor work, like kind of little breakdancing that I was
Okay.
doing when I was a little kid. I didn't know what I was doing, but
Right.
I was just doing it out to the beat of the music. And when I got a little bit older, I ended up finding out it was breakdancing, and then I kind of got more into that.
What year were you in Hawaii?
I think because I was a bunch of different states from like Colorado, New Mexico,
Yeah.
Cali, Hawaii, all different ages. But from Hawaii, I think I was there between the ages of like 3 and maybe 10 or so,
Oh,
or
okay,
something
okay.
like that.
No,
Maybe.
you wouldn't know because I was there from 2014 to, and I just moved back to on 2020.
Oh
And I
yeah,
was thinking, I was like, maybe, because how old are you now? Are you
I'm currently 26 right now.
26?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was there when I was like mostly for like my kid years.
Okay.
Yeah, and then my teenage years, I ended up starting moving out east to the States, and then for my adult years, mostly just like Texas.
I didn't start putting out myself into the dance community here until I had came back, and actually that San Antonio Hip Hop Fest where Ab City Dance. Right?
Yeah,
Ab City,
Ab
right?
City Dance.
I don't want to say the ABDC and
Yeah,
Ab
it's
City.
so
I don't want to get them
confusing.
confused, but yeah. So that was actually the first time I put myself out there, and I'm not big on competition. I'm just like,
Yeah.
no, I just want to have fun with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, what's the worst that's gonna happen? So I went ahead and put myself out there, and I was nervous as shit, bro. Like, and especially with Ken San Jose and Marley Hightower and Eddie Morales being the judges, man. I was like, yeah, I was like 3 times nervous.
You know, I was gonna say real
Yeah,
quick, believe it or not, I mean, I even said it on my IG too, but I was actually injured.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember that.
I pulled it hamstring, and it was like, it was all purple and blue, and everything was gross and everything, and that's why like whenever I tell people who see the video, I'm like, if you look real closely, like one leg straight for most of the time, but there's one leg that's like bent most of the time.
Really?
Yeah, if you look real closely, like there's one leg that's like bent majority of the time because if I extended it too much, it would hurt.
Yeah.
So like I would like, and a lot of people were saying like, so why were you doing like flips, tricks, and all these dance moves while you were injured? And I'm like, it's because I'm not smart. And it's just,
Bro, you couldn't even tell you're injured or nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw that message, and I remember I don't remember you said that or I saw it, but I remember you were injured. And I
Yeah.
was like, nah, he.
yeah, I did not recover earlier as I should have because of
Yeah.
that.
Really?
Yeah, because you know I was dancing still, which that's one of the biggest things for dancers. Like even if we're injured, we still want to move around. But
Yeah.
It's like so hard to like not to, you know.
Yeah, I think the biggest injury I had from dancing was I don't know if you've seen, but I ruptured my Achilles.
Oh yeah. I think you were,
So I was supposed to open up for Raja O'Hare over in Hawaii, and then like an hour before showtime, I was rehearsing on stage, and I don't know, dude. It just felt like my leg just fell through the stage, like I put a hole in it, and then I was like, "What the heck?" And it started throbbing, and I was like, "What the heck?" And I couldn't move it, man. And I told her, turn off the music, turn off the music, and it sucked, man. I think that was I say 6 months,
Oof.
6 months healing process, and then after I got better, and in my, I'm stubborn, terco a la madre. I didn't take any therapy, so
Oof.
yeah. So this one's still flaquito, and this one's all nice and
Mhm.
muscled and everything. So I should really go back to therapy.
It does help. It does
Yeah.
help.
So other than that, what biggest injury that you've had during dancing?
Biggest injury I've had. I would say my left knee.
Yeah.
It was actually so bad to the point where I would be doing therapy for months and it wouldn't be recovering. And it was even bad to the point where like even doctors were telling me that I would probably need surgery on it because it's never going to be the same. So it was just it's it was kind of rough to hear that,
Mm.
knowing that like especially a dancer or an athlete, like you're not going to be able to like do all the things that you're able to do because you just had that one injury. And on top of it
Yeah.
too, it was my fault too. Like I wasn't properly taking care of it. I wasn't doing more therapy as I was saying that like because I tell people I was like, yeah, I'll go to therapy like three,
Mhm.
4 times a week when I was just going like maybe once a week instead, which that's not great either.
Yeah.
It was really bad, and what's crazy, it's like it would at times it would be hurting for almost for years actually, and it wasn't until couple years ago that I was like trying to take my health more seriously.
Mhm.
I was actually taking myself to actually therapy, and luckily I was like doing more stretches every time like I would like either wake up or like after work and stuff, and thank the Lord that I was able to like heal it properly because I was looking into like different surgeries and doctors to do
Dang.
it because it was a real thing.
Dang. I think as humans we're stubborn about crap like that. You know what I mean? So take care of yourself, you guys. Any dancers or choreographers that you would have watched like religiously that kind of inspired you? So Um, I'm a little bit younger than you, so 21 right now.
Oh yeah,
No,
of
I'm a
course,
little bit
of
older
course.
than you, so I think with me, um, the movies that kind of struck me was You Got Served, Honey, what is another one? Step Up.
Mhm.
Around those eras, I think I posted the video not too long ago, the Urban Classics.
Believe it or not, it was actually Step Up. It was the
Yeah,
first Step Up movie,
I
and
can see you doing something like that.
yeah, and then when I saw like Channing Tatum like get down, and I'm like, I want to do that. It's like
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
like doing all these like I don't know, like especially in the very beginning where it's like he's doing all these like slick movements and he's all confident with it, and you're just like and like doing all these like unbelievable moves, and especially
hmm
as a kid, and I grew up like having like ADHD, so of course my energy was above and beyond. So it's
yeah,
like, okay, you know what? Like, that's cool. Like, I want to learn how to do that one day.
yeah.
And yeah, so I kept up with Channing Tatum and a lot of the dance styles that he would do. And believe it or not, what's even crazier is like I related to a lot of the dude because he said that he was into sports for so many years, but once he got older, he said that he wanted to get in more into dancing,
hmm
but he kind of kept that in for the longest time because he was just so like, oh, I needed to do it more towards like so it can pay off for my college, stuff when he was doing sports, and people are gonna like look at me differently and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I was like, man, because that's how I was too. I was in sports, dude. I was like basketball, football, track, soccer for like 12 plus years, and I was like into all this stuff. And when I got into like more into dancing, I was like, forget it, because if he was able to like go through all this and that and continue with dance, and
Yeah.
I felt like I was able to do the same thing too.
I think because like when people whenever they tell me like what do you do, I was like, oh, I dance, and they're like, oh, okay, they don't really think much of it, but then when they see my videos, they're like, dude, I didn't know you get down like that, and I was like, I mean, I am my biggest critic, right?
Oh
So
yes, yes.
so I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, it's cool, whatever. And they say, oh, I move like a stripper. I'm like, it's not like a stripper. You know what I mean? It's like,
I mean, no, I'm
it's.
just
I mean, I've been there, done that, right? So,
kidding.
I would just say it's like it's art. You know what I mean? I can dance. I can dabble in any kind of style, hip hop.
Yeah.
Again, stripping, whatever. To me, it's dance. I don't really put it as like, oh, you move like a stripper.
Yeah.
I guess you can say. I wouldn't say sensational kind of style. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Like rolling on the ground, bumping and grinding a little bit.
yeah.
I mean, something for the ladies or whatever. Wants to put $1 in our pocket, whatever.
The good old days.
but I, I've been there, done that. So I think that's kind of like Channing Tatum kind of like got my attention to kind of like, you know, keep me up going. Oh, well, I'm gonna dance like that. Oh well, you know what I mean.
Hmm.
So yeah, all right, awesome. Anything else you want to add on to that?
Oh man, I was gonna say, so yeah, one of my very first Latin dance styles, I'm sorry,
No,
I
no,
was gonna say like when I got into growing up and dancing, I was doing a lot of Latin dance styles, but like one of the things I really loved doing was also breakdancing,
I
and
tried.
it's hard. It's not easy.
No,
But I will say like a b-boy that I was like insanely in love with, like watching him when I was growing up, was shout out to b-boy Lil G. Crazy, crazy dope dancer. This guy has toured and traveled and won so many like known competitions around the world. And I looked it up to this dude. Like I would actually like literally edit like videos like worshiping this kind of dude, saying he's doing this dope stuff, and like he would actually like it, and
yeah,
sometimes like comment over it too and everything. And then it was funny because when I was starting to get more involved into the dancing here in San Antonio, trying to like represent myself and everything, I saw one of my following lists, and I ended up finding out B-Boy Lil G followed me on Instagram,
that's what's
and
up.
I was like,
You get stoked, right?
hello.
Nah, that's a big profile, man.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, is this real life? Like, I've been watching this dude for years, and like ever since like when I was a little kid, and then when I became an adult, he followed me back on IG and stuff, and it was a really dope feeling because yeah, I've been watching that guy for a long time, and someone that you looked up to for dancing,
Yeah.
follows you, looks at your stuff, likes your stuff, and everything, and it's like, dude, that's dope.
Where's he from?
Where's he from?
Oh yeah.
I believe like he's from Venezuela.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's part of like 3, 4 different crews and everything. He's also done some dancing with Jabwalkies too,
Oh
actually.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's really dope, and I know some b-boys in the b-boy scene who actually like work with him and talk to him, and yeah, they say the same thing. Like he's a cool dude and everything, down to earth, and yeah, I would love to meet him one day if I could. I
Let's
would
go.
definitely.
Let's go to let's go to Venezuela. No.
Might as well.
No. Any other movies or choreographers or
Any other?
dancers? Because what kind of dance styles do you dance?
I, I'm not gonna lie, I love learning so many different dance styles. Like I know at least 30 plus different dance styles.
Dang.
But when I was like slowly getting into dancing, like it was mostly like when I was growing up, I actually did a little bit of Latin dancing because of the old neighborhoods I used to live in. I did a little bit of salsa. I did a lot of cumbia,
Yeah.
and then for people who I'm talking about, huepa.
Yeah.
So
That's new though. What? Whoa.
the whole history of like that, like it started years ago, but then it didn't start become popularized until like later on in years and
Yeah.
social media and whatnot. And
Well, I think these kids they're starting to change up our stuff now.
oh dude, big time. Like literally, like I was literally at a quince um in El Paso, like I think a couple weeks ago, and all the styles, like all the like the hype dances, like for example, like let's say like the wobble, everybody knows
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
something we all grew up with. I was watching all these like youngins and these kids, like they're like doing different like dances,
Yeah.
and I remember you jump and you wobble wobble wobble, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like they're jumping doing wobble wobble wobble, but for them they're like kick kick jump step ah da da, and I'm
Yeah,
like, what
yeah,
are you
yeah.
doing? Like it's like
There's so many that they do, and then it's almost like they do. It's
mhm.
like, but for me, it's like, say like the bunny hop from Entourage. They're trying to change that one up, and I was like, wait a minute, I mean, I don't, but we used to do it, back in the Arkansas days,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm like, man, can you guys come up with y'all's own, kind of thing, or not come up with their own, but their own songs.
No,
You know what
yeah,
I mean? I love the creativity. I love it. It's dope. I like it.
but it's wrong.
Huh? It's what?
It's wrong. No,
Some
but
of it, some of it is pretty cool.
yeah, yeah,
But my kind of advice to my students is, yeah, you can make up your own steps, but make sure it goes with the crowd.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
there's sometimes where we're bumping into each other and stuff, and it's just yeah, or go start your own little circle, whatever
Mm.
there, But I mean, I love the creativity, but yeah, go get your own music and start from there. But I don't know.
I get that. I get
Yeah,
that.
I think the only one that they have not tampered with was the Macarena.
It's coming.
You
It's
do?
coming.
No, don't touch that one. Don't mess
touch
with
it.
that one, guys. Just
No,
leave
no.
it alone, okay? So, because when I was at a quinceañera, they started playing it, and I was like, let me see what they have. Y'all got something for this one? But no, it's the same.
Ah, thank the
Same
Lord.
steps.
Thank the Lord.
Okay, so I was like, okay, cool. So I went out there and I was there doing the same thing. But see, with my students, I kind of teach them my own line dances that I have because I like
Yeah.
to, create my own as well.
Uh,
So and then when we go out there, we're doing our thing, they're doing their things, but then they start trying to learn ours kind of thing because
yeah.
I still do the line dances from way back in the day. So any other?
Any other? It was just mainly those ones, just
Yeah.
like Jabberwocky, Channing Tatum, and B-Boy Lil G. Like those were like kind of like the main ones. Like I would like look into the most because they all kind of like one thing I kind of see they all had very similar about is that all of them had a unique, different dance style. Like B-Boy Lil G, he would not only just incorporate just all like I'm like saying I'm about to say like dance terms and people are like what? Huh? Like power moves, which is like all the crazy moves. Like he would literally mix in with some of like his Latin dancing, his Latin heritage into it too. Channing Tatum, he actually has gotten some of his influences from other people where it's like he brought into his own. And then Jabberwocky, same thing too, where they've also learned from multiple other people to put in something their own. Basically, what I'm saying is that like you, for most dancers, you would see like, oh, they won this influence, do the exact same thing. But from these dancers I learned from is that they would get an influence from someone else, but then they would kind of change it into something differently and then make it something different in their own, where it's like it's something like a known dance style, but it's like different, if that makes
Yes.
sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Kind of just like pick and choose and get some kind of style or move or whatever from everybody, and then kind of just put it out together. Where did you learn? Like, how were you taught? Like, did you go to studios? Self-taught?
So growing up, I was too poor for to take
We
dance
all
classes.
were.
Okay. Excuse
No,
me.
no, go, go.
Just no, you're good. It's no, I for a lot of years I was just self-taught because like I didn't because when I was moving around all the time from like school to school, city to city, and since I was like growing up, like I was super shy. Like I would just stay to myself and be watching like TV shows or like movies or even YouTube, and I'd be seeing all these like dope dancers, and like I would like try to learn from on my own, and I would just practice as much as I can, like put on a random song and then just do whatever, throw whatever that comes into mind. So I very much like started more with like freestyling. And it wasn't until I got into like my older teenage years, more so like around like 17, 18-ish, where like that's when I was taking myself into like dance classes and dance studios, and people were to say, "Oh, look in the mirror," and I'm like, "Why?" So
You don't want to see yourself dancing.
no, because you mess up and
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh no," it's just you look away. But yeah, no, like I eventually over time when I got older, like I started like learning different styles from different mentors. Like once one of my mentors, like he was hugely into like known in the Latin dancing. Another mentor, like he was hugely mostly does a lot of like Vogue, a lot of femme choreo. Another one also did was like a lot of like kind of footwork, breakdancing kind of stuff. So another one for choreo, and the list goes on and on and on from like learning from different mentors. And I was under a lot of different people, and they would teach me how to properly like learn how to understand musicality and learn how to technique and so much and so forth. And I think a lot of these different people, because they've been literally my foundation, my arch to reach in and shoot more for like my dance future and career and so much.
Gotcha. I think one thing that I liked about joining the competition, I mean, I wasn't trying to win first place. It was like I'm glad I did that because they actually put on the score sheets what we needed to work on. I mean, I needed to work on a lot, but I was glad that's what I needed.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And then also with watching you guys and everything, like when I first started putting myself out there and start watching videos from either you guys or more videos from dancers, I didn't know nothing about musicality. A lot of stuff. I'm still learning. I think everybody's learning every single day, and so am I. I mean, no matter what. I mean, man, that's kind of like also why everybody does inspire me. That now that I'm back, I'm part of the dance community and I'm seeing what everybody's doing. I'm learning a whole lot
Yeah.
from everybody. So can you share a pivotal moment that solidified your decision to pursue dance as a career?
So years ago, I used to do it full time.
Okay.
Like choreography and teaching it, and then also whatever gig I could pick up. So I used to do it full time, and then it wasn't until like a couple years ago that I started doing a lot less to like now I just do it for something on the side now.
I think a lot of people, since COVID, it kind of messed up everybody as well. That's what a lot of my guests say as well.
Yeah.
So can you share a pivotal moment that solidified your decision to pursue dance in general?
Man, solidified. That's a good question. Man, I'm not gonna lie. When, believe it or not, I never wanted to like, was thinking about a career for it at all for the longest time. Like I just thought about, oh, I'd love to do it, but like I wouldn't think about like a career until I got older. Like when I was learning how to like uh, get into contact and having mentorships of learning how to dance, and when they also had when they had other people under them too, I would actually get a lot of support from other dancers saying you should do it, you should go do gigs, you should like get yourself out there. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, you should. Like, what you do is like, it's really dope. It's like you would definitely like reach out to a lot of people through it, and you can definitely get paid with it. And I'm like, okay, sure.
With the right people.
With yes, yes, because some people are will lead you to greater gigs, and others, nope.
Yeah.
Nope, I will say for sure. But you know, that's networking is another big thing too. But yeah, no, like, yeah, just it was actually people screaming in my face to do it, do it, do
Really?
it. Yeah, like it was like when I was like around 18 years old, they were like, you need to do it. You like, you have a passion for it. You love it. Like you do it all the time. So why not? And I'm like, I really sat down and thought to myself like, yeah, you're right. Like all these stuff, like I do it all the time. So, and if it's something I'm good at, I mean, why not, you know, get paid for it?
Where do you teach at? Because I know you teach at Jewel of Art.
Yeah, I currently teach at Choreographer right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I've taught at like around 20 or so studios current in my like resume right now. About 20 different dance studios. Right now, like I just my main home base is just here in San Antonio at Jewel of Art Dance Studio. But occasionally I do like some workshops or pop up at like other studios, like whether it's like here in San Antonio or outside San Antonio. Whoever, like I reach out to them or they reach out to me, and usually it's like mostly like hip hop choreo.
Yeah.
But I've have time to time done other different dance styles.
So you have hip hop, of course. Have you ever done ballet?
I've actually taken ballet classes back in the day. Yeah,
Contemporary,
contemporary
jazz.
jazz. I would say probably the ones I've been doing the most. So ones that I love to do is like bachata and cumbia. I'm not saying like I'm the master of them, but I would say I'm pretty decent with them too. I love doing any kind of like Latin dance styles or even partner work too. Like even going to like country clubs and doing a Texas two step's a good one too. Even sometimes old school styles like a Lindy Hop. That's another dope one I love to learn how to do over the years. Um, Another one too is just like even like kind of like the street dances. Like I love how to do it into like popping. I learned how to do some break dancing, animation. Just like about a month ago, I took like a housing dance class.
I just found out about housing.
Housing is so much fun.
Yeah.
It's pure footwork. It's
Yeah.
pure footwork, and that's where I'm like mainly my main source of like kind of dancing is just like footwork kind of stuff. Another one that speaking of that, I would like love to go to raves, and I love getting into shuffling and shapes.
There's no raves around here, is there?
Not in San Antonio.
There was a lot going on in Hawaii, and I couldn't go because every time
yeah.
they'd have it, dude, I'd have to work late for inventory and
Yeah.
stuff. So I would definitely like to experience a rave. I mean, I'm talking about the full experience.
Dude, you'll meet a lot of dancers there.
Yeah.
You will. Like, dude, I've literally met like even the most randomest dancers there too. And they're like, and I'll be doing crazy dance moves too. And that's how I even got connected to even the rave dancer scenes too these past couple years too because of that. And it was so cool because it's like these people are also passionate about it and like just as much as everybody else. And no, yeah, like I would just try to get into as many as like different dance styles as much as I can.
Yeah.
Even though some of them are like very random and very different though. But you know, I've learned that like since I have a passion for it, you know, the more the merrier. You know?
Right. I think one thing I want to try is I gotta learn how to walk in them first. The heels class.
Really?
Yeah, I want to try to do those, but I gotta learn how to walk in them first. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna be off my bucket list pretty soon.
I will say, like, there's classes here in San
Yeah,
Antonio where they'll tell you, they're like, if you don't feel comfortable being in heels but want to take the class, you can do it in shoes. Like, I've
yeah.
even seen some people do
I've
it in
taken
barefoot.
some. Yeah, I've taken some. I took one in Austin. It
Mm-hmm.
was the heels class, and then like I was the only boy, and then I did one out here in San Antonio twice, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't wear the heels. I just want to go just to kind of. It was like they say, it was the stripper style, like they say. More of a, I guess, what kind of style would you put that as? Because
Uh,
I wouldn't want to say stripper style, right? I guess a little more seductive style.
just I mean, usually I've always known it as just heels class or just dancing in heels. Or if people want to be like particular, like maybe sensual dancing or intimate
Sensual or
dancing
seductive?
or something like
Something like
that.
that, yeah.
Like I'm looking at some like stuff like Broadway where it's
Uh-huh.
like some people will get into like think of like that where it's like very seductive, sensual, intimate, not like nasty stripper,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Like people have like done music videos, productions, and on stage where it's like, nah, it's none of that. It don't always have to be just that nasty stuff. It's
Yeah,
like could
yeah.
be in legitimate stuff.
I think it depends because like it was one time where I had asked to perform at a location. I'm not gonna say where. I'm not gonna say the company,
Mm.
but they were saying that my dance style was not family friendly. Let's
Um,
put it that way, right?
we'll say
It wasn't
that.
family. They go, we don't think your style is family friendly, and it's cool. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
fine. And then so I would like to say like I wanted to tie it back, but I didn't want to be difficult. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not family friendly, but the family's watching me anyways. You
Yeah,
know, kind of thing
yeah.
on social media, or whatever. But, anyways, it is what it is. Any other pivotal moment that solidified?
Another pivotal moment. I mean, honestly, like getting reached at oh, actually a pivotal moment that wanted me to reach more further into dancing was just uh was actually that how much like it influenced people
Hmm.
that I've noticed. Like literally, I would like have people like say to me, they're like, "Dude, like your dancing like made me feel some type of way." Like I would have some people because I've also done even contemporary dancing too. Like some people say they felt like emotional about of what I like did, and then some people would be like motivated to like do something in their life or something like that. Like that's another weird thing I've had where well, I mean, it's dope, but it's also
Yeah,
kind of like
it's storytelling.
yeah, like it's wow. Like it's like they would who knew like just moving to music can like in the right way like and what when I mean the right way or just like PG like like touch them inside like touch their hearts and show them like it's a beautiful thing to like
Hmm.
not only to like do but also to be seen. You know what I mean? To like it's such a like great experience to be around like the energy, the flow within the room or building and so forth. Like it's what I've learned. It's like I was able to like connect well with like not only myself but with other people
Hmm.
because of dance. And that was like a pivotal moment. I was like, this is something I want to do like through in that kind of way because of that.
The for the San Antonio Hip Hop Fest was that contemporary kind of?
So funny
It
thing.
looked like you were telling a story too, or
Yes, it was. So that particular, believe it or not, I actually got a lot of hate for that. Believe it or not.
why?
Yes. So because like it's when it says hip hop fest, but it wasn't a hip hop song.
Wait, dude, I got the same thing because I did reggaeton.
Okay, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Okay, go ahead, go
no,
ahead.
no, I no. It just what people. Okay, there is. I don't know. Like, I've had other talks with like even on other podcasts and other people too in the dancing or
Mm-hmm.
just in general. But it's like I tell people all the time too. Though it's like it's almost like different times though where it's like I'm doing a hip hop dance even though it's a different song though. You know what I mean? Where it's like it's almost like kind of like this though where it's like I would see some people where it's like what's it called? It's coming into mind. Oh yeah, so a long time ago when the dance style housing, they would dance to house music. But then
Okay.
over time, when shuffling came into be, people used to like confuse them all the time too, and they're like, "Oh, is that house dancing?" And they're like, "No, it's shuffling shapes a different thing though, but it's different."
Mm-hmm.
Or another one too though, like I've seen other people do where it's like when people would do choreography to like worship music, and they're like oh wait, that doesn't go along with it too. But it's like, no, it's just choreo to this kind of song. So it's like some people is like, one thing that's been a trend hugely is just people would have different dance styles, but to a different song where it's like not traditional hip hop music. You know what I mean?
I think that's one thing that some people need to understand is like, I mean, you can. It doesn't need to be hip hop. It can be some hip hop moves in with
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I got a lot of hate too because they're like, dude, it was supposed to be hip hop, not
Mm.
reggaeton. And it's like, well, I did audition to perform and I got it. So I mean, did I do any hip hop? I don't know. I don't even
Mm.
know. I put myself out there. I met you, so that's a blessing. I met Monse as well. I think y'all are the only two that I left with that I really got to know. It's been support since
Always.
then. I think yeah. You guys are
Mm.
the first ones that I met. So what is one thing your younger self would be surprised by about you now?
I think how much I was able to open up because when I was saying earlier that I was extremely shy kid, didn't talk to nobody, didn't want to do anything with my life, just stay in my room all day every day as a kid, just not do anything. But like when I was dancing when I was little, it kind of like had like a spark in me that kind of like led me into like dancing. So once I got older, I was able to like talk to and network and know so many people too. Like I'm not gonna lie, like became one of those people where it's like no matter where I go, I know somebody
Yeah,
somebody there,
yeah.
whether it's like on the sidewalk downtown or at a restaurant or some random event. Like I was like, oh, I know that
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Like I think the biggest one like would surprise me to my younger self is because of like a little bit of just dancing kind of helped me be able to reach out to so many people because I'm not gonna lie, even when I was a kid, I didn't want no friends, I didn't want to like spend time with a whole lot of people, I just wanted to be me and me only. But then when I got older, now I'm at the point in my life where I'm talking to people all the time too, especially not just work, but it's just like I hang out with people all the time, family, friends, just meeting stranger all the time, to make new memories and stuff like that. So I think that would be a big one, would be like I open up significantly to be like 1 second to be the biggest introvert hermit you can think of,
Yeah.
person in the show, not wanting to come out, to now this person who's like who talks to people all day every day now, which is insane. Don't get me wrong, like I love my alone time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what? Same here. Yeah.
But it's I mean it's a must because it's like when you do with some people where it's like great, then there's other people you don't want to do with
Yeah.
that. Just
No, 100% agree. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
5 years from now.
Because you're still young. You still have all your whole youth, man.
Probably drunk in a bar or something.
Okay.
Just that.
Hey, right? I mean, yeah, you can enjoy your riches by that, right?
Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. Now, be honest. To be completely honest, dude, probably still doing some of the same thing what I'm doing right now, like still working, just a normal job, but still going to like little travels, still going into like random events, and still doing some privates, teaching a little gig here and there too. So still probably doing my thing here and there, but at the same time, like lately I do want to go back into like some of the old stuff I've done, like especially like sports. I'm gonna try to go into that too, and maybe even try some new stuff. Maybe trying to like learn a little bit of that too. Maybe hopefully I can like learn a new language. One language I really want to get into is actually Greek.
Really?
Yeah, I know it's super random, but it's like that's something
It's
I would like
different.
want to. Yeah, I want to learn how to like speak the language. I think it's a really dope language. I love the culture over there too, and one of these days, like I'll probably have a save enough money to like go and visit. I'm like visiting all these other places, but the ones
The,
spots
the ones
I
you want
love the
to?
most, the ones I love, like yeah, I'll say I was like, oh yeah, I'll go to Mexico. I'm gonna go here and there, like or I'll travel like on like one of the islands in the Maldives. Like I'll travel there or whatever. But if it's like, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
love to travel too, but it's
Yeah.
like I was like, okay, maybe it's like my 30th birthday or maybe or something like that. Like for 3 decades, like that would probably be there for something like that. You know what
There
I
you go.
mean?
Yeah. So on a special number.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What
Something like
languages
that.
do you speak?
Growing up?
No, now.
Oh,
Or
now?
what languages do you speak? You said you want to learn Greek or.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Like I want to learn how to into that because the ones that like I really know now is like, it's about three right now. So it's about English, Spanish, and ratchet. Not
Right. There's good English, bad
Crazy.
English, bad Spanish, good Spanish. I mean, no,
Crazy talk.
that's true because like I mean, because I don't speak a lot of Spanish. Like I
Okay.
know the words, but I can't just put everything together.
Yeah.
You know, and so. But I'll cuss the fuck out of you in Spanish, you know what I mean? And so, or like, I only know the things that my mom and dad would always tell me, quítate de ahí, or ya
Yeah.
pasúate, or all those words. But other than that, that's the only Spanish that I know. But
Yeah.
like I said, I mean, I can sing in Spanish. You know, I can pronounce the words, but when I read it in Spanish, I can understand it. Is
Yeah.
that weird?
No, there's
No?
nothing wrong. Like for me, it's like when someone talks to me in Spanish, I can understand them and I can respond back to them in English,
Yeah.
but I can't read it. So it's like
Really?
I can have a conversation with someone in Spanish, but I'm only going to respond in English, but I can't read it as much or so.
Oh wow! Or
If
like
that makes sense.
when somebody texts me in Spanish, and I'm like, what does it say? And I'm like, cause like how I put two and two together is that like they know how to speak Spanish, but they were never taught how to write in Spanish.
Yep, that was me. I never
Yeah.
learned how to never learned how to write it, but when people speak to me, I mean, I was able to respond to them back, but not in the Spanish manner because I never really practiced it.
Yeah.
But since I was going to like English schools and I had to like learn how to pick one language to focus on, but still understand Spanish, it was just kind of like just that one weird way though.
Gotcha. What is your end goal with the whole dancing? Do you have a goal, or just going with the flow?
I would say, to be honest though, I kind of wanted to like continue on with like what my mentors did to me, because some of my mentors, like they've also done some really big stuff too. Like they've got some of my mentors gone on tour, been in like movies, shows, commercials, done teaching all over the place, and all this crazy stuff. So my kind of like focus is like not only I want to do it because it's a passion I love and I just have a great time doing it,
Right.
but also like I want to like be able to continue the lineage of like all the mentors I've learned from them, put a little bit of stuff of what I created, mix in some of that, and then continue on wherever I go from like whether it's just teaching or if I'm ever out and about and everything, and also like and show even people who would just even want to like just join the dancing. I'm like, well, dude, if you want me to help you out on a thing or two, I can show you a thing or two and whatnot. So just try to like show other people like the more people in the dance world, the merrier, kind of
Right.
thing. Which I mean, well, actually, I'm not gonna bring it to the whole dancing about that. Like, it's so like how people say it's like, oh, the dancing's kind of so small.
I've heard it before, but I don't believe it.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
It is not.
It's not.
Cause like I do like, and like I was saying, like I learned how to do all these different dance styles, and that means I really go into like different events and classes and other get-togethers of like different dance worlds, different dance scenes, and I'd be like, there's thousands and thousands of dancers, especially just only in San Antonio. Imagine thousands of tens of thousands in Texas and hundreds and thousands all over in the like in America and whatnot. It's just branching out. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Other than just staying in like one circle, and and I've also like helped out other people like get into like some like for example like I know some people in the shuffle scene wanted to like learn how to do into hip hop,
Yeah.
and then I know some people in the hip hop scene they want to get into Latin dancing. I know some people in the Latin dancing scene they say they want to get into like learn how to like learn Indian dancing too. Some people in the Indian dancing world say they want to get into like Texas two-step, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth.
Everybody, I think everybody just kind of learn because there's a lot I still want to learn. Like contemporary is one. I would be down to take a contemporary class,
Do it.
but the thing is, it's like everybody's afraid of being judged. You know what I mean? Even with your class, dude. I mean, if like I think it's like too advanced for me, too energetic for me. But the thing is, it's like I won't know unless I go try.
Yes.
So, what would be your advice? Just give me some advice and give to them some advice too.
I would say honestly the best like the great words of Shia LaBeouf, fuck it. Just go for it. Just do it. Like honestly, like there's so many times even in my life too where I like sometimes I would look at myself, I'm like, dude, you suck at dancing. But it's like people are like, no, you're dope and da 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 da. But it's like, no, honestly, like literally hyping up yourself with it. It's your biggest cheerleader should be yourself. That should be your biggest cheerleader because Sometimes I would actually tell other people too, where it's like, you know, if you want other people to support you and hype you up, the first person to do that is yourself. If you can't even like hype up yourself, how could somebody do that to you? You know what I mean? Where it's
That makes
like,
sense.
it's definitely a lot. It's a lot of stuff that a lot of people get into. Because I have so many people that I know where it's like, behind the scenes, they're like a dope dancer, but like whenever that we're either out and about or even in class or whatever, they're like, nah, I'm good, like I'm all right, and blah blah. And it's like, nah, dude, like you're great at what you do. Like show the world, like have a great time. And even if you're like, even if you're a beginning dancer too, still go for it. Seriously,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because like literally, and I still tell people to this day too. Like even when I look at myself, like oh, what I do is trash, but it's like no, like I had to like literally change the mindset and tell myself, I'm like, you know what I do is something I work hard for. It's something like I've been doing it for years, and I have to give myself credit for it because, yeah, like what you were saying earlier, like believe it or not, like the biggest enemy for us is not just other people. Sometimes it's mostly ourselves,
Yeah.
and
The
it's a
biggest
lot.
hater is yourself.
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, you'll see me in your class one day.
Yeah.
Cause I was also gonna bring this up too because I don't get choreo as quick as everybody else.
Right. Right.
I did see that you had been in a music video that I auditioned for as well. They had told me that they had asked me, and I think this will kind of mess me up too. They go, they need somebody that's gonna learn choreo quick. And they asked me, you know, what's your weakness and your strengths? And I'm like, my weakness is that I can't get choreo quick. And so if you give me 24 hours, man, I'll come and I'll nail it.
Yeah.
You know, because I'll put in the work and I'll put in the practice as well. I guess they needed somebody, you know, to pick up quick.
I think I know who you're talking about. You know what's weird? I was literally just talking to someone about this like yesterday, that I'm Dory, where it's like I know who you are, I know your name,
Yeah.
but like if I don't see you, like who are you?
Yeah.
You know, it's
Dory.
super weird. Like if I don't see your face, I don't know your name, but when I see you, I'm like, oh, you're so and so. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
weird. But I think I may know who you're talking about. It's man,
I think you've
it's
done a few of his videos. I think I did see you doing two of them.
Oh, I did two of his videos. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I know exactly what you're talking about too, though.
So training and development. I don't know if you answered any of these already. How did your training shape your approach to dance, and what are some key lessons you've learned?
Be open. I would say be open because right now I would say, or just in general, I'm not gonna lie. Dance is fun, but it's also weird because sometimes like I would like let's say I'll take a class too, and then like one of the choreographers, and they're like, when you do, you're like, ooh, da 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 do. Ooh, and I'm like, huh? It's like what? I
I
was
didn't know what
like,
to
but
say.
it's cool, but and it's like you have to be able to be comfortable with like even doing some of the random stuff too, because sometimes it goes well with the song or it's like something that's like really dope for the rest of the whole piece and everything. And I've learned to like be open to like even sometimes doing the most randomest moves because sometimes they can actually it does go well with the piece or when you're freestyling it goes well with the song that you're freestyling to and everything. And you know it's like it's how you create, it's how you be able to be innovative. And it also broadens your own aspect of thinking as well to like think outside the box.
Yeah.
And when I was like learning how to train through a lot of different people, the key lessons I've definitely learned too was just from everybody. You know,
Yeah.
I know it's only, and I will call them out. It's only the hip hop scene where it's like a lot of people would like to bite off each other, which is another dance term where it's like you're stealing somebody else's move or style and
I
everything.
just learned that.
Yeah, it's such a it's
Well,
only
not the word, but when people do this, like on dance battles, and they're doing this
oh
and they're doing
yeah.
this, or every hand gesture, there's hand gestures. I just learned that.
Yeah, there's so many things that go into it though. And it's like and the funny thing too, I would say it's only in the hip hop dance scene. It's only there because I've been in so many different dance scenes and they support and help each other out. Like, oh, let me teach you this and you can do it for your own piece. But if it's in the hip hop world, they're like, you don't do that.
Really?
It's only the hip hop scene. It's only the hip hop scene, and it's crazy that enough to. I can understand why though, is because a lot of people sometimes have their own signature like lessons, dance moves, or like themes and whatnot. Like I get it, like it's their own, but at the same time too, it's like even some of the biggest names, like didn't even like what's it called, created or they learned it from someone else. I also found out recently that Michael Jackson, you know how he's known for the moonwalk?
Yeah.
He didn't create it.
I think I heard about that too.
Yeah, he never created it. Like a lot of people are like, oh, he's the one that da 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 and whatnot too. I'm like, no,
He just made it look better.
He
No.
just
No.
And
But-
another crazy thing is like when I was growing up too, that a lot of people told me that like when shuffling was introduced, that you know the group LMFAO and whatnot.
No, they didn't make it up.
didn't-
Selena would shuffle.
Another one too.
Selena would shuffle.
And that's what I'm saying too, though, is people are like, oh, they're the ones who created, they've been doing it way before anyone else, and blah, blah, blah.
No.
And I'm like, no. It's like, no. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, some willing, really.
I think now that they
No,
have
people-
like now that social media is out there, TikTok, Instagram,
Yeah.
and all that, it's like it's surfacing, and they're
Yeah.
thinking it's their era, but it's
Yeah.
not like.
Uh-huh.
And this is probably be off topic or whatever, but it just clicked in my head. So is it the reject or is it the jerk?
Oh my, that's such a hard question. Oh, dude.
So,
Okay.
so
The thing-
even my dads are like, oh, I know how to jerk, and I'm like, it's the reject.
It's the
They go,
reject.
no, it's the jerk. I'm like, no, it's the reject. But whenever they put it on like anything, they put jerk/reject.
Yeah.
So
it's dude, it's so many different things too. And
Yeah.
it's like, man, and what's even crazier too, though, it's like,
or I got one. Sorry to cut
No,
you
go.
off. The Harlem Shake.
how, just
How they redid the Harlem Shake. What is?
these young
Yeah.
kids. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm joking.
No, so whenever I'm teaching whatever, and I want to do a little Harlem Shake into my choreo, whatever, they're like, "That's not the Harlem Shake." I'm like, "Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Y'all don't know
so-
what the Harlem Shake is." Yeah. So
just
yeah,
getting down and it's
not
like-
just. Oh yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know. I don't even know what the song was called. Harlem Shake. I don't know,
It
but-
wasn't that. It was, there's, I mean, the dancing portion was with other songs, but there was just that one song that made it popular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's, you know, kind of like what I was saying before, like shuffling, that dance style was way known before. EDM party music was also known before too as well, but it was like LMFAO was like the one that most people can think of back in the day that brought it into like flourishing. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people like when I first got into EDM, LMFAO was like the group that I was like getting more into and whatnot. And it's like it's crazy because it's like to even think about like even certain moves too. Like believe it or not, the first ever recorded like headspin was a Egyptian act that was
Really?
done in the late 1800s.
So you guys homework.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot too.
Yeah, the first ever recorded, it was like the late 1800s, and I think it was like a little boy that was he was a street performer, and it was like all black and white and everything. He's like doing all these crazy moves, and it was the first ever recorded like headspin. Because when people think of headspins, they're like New York City, you know, all this stuff, like on lines, you know, in the 80s and stuff, doing
Yeah.
headspins and stuff, but no, like even in if you look at certain like films and during the 1940s where it's like all black and white, some of them are doing like the 6-step on the floor work, some of them are doing headspins, like some of them are doing all this like cool breakdancing move. So moves have been known for a long time too, but it's like I was talking to one other dancer too, where it's like sometimes most of the time dance moves are not created, they're just recycled. But it's a new title, it's a new genre, it's a new clothing background or cause or whatever it
Yeah.
is though. But it's like no, just the move is just recycled just differently. And it's like a lot of people get mad at that, but it's like in my perspective, as long as dance is still doing its thing, then shoot, by all means, you know, hype it up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? There's a lot of politics that get into that. But
Yeah. So what is one dance style that you do not know that you want to just kind of dab into?
One dance style I do not know and I want to get into more. Ah, man, that's kind of hard because, like I said, I've already brought in my dance world into it. Man, I'm not gonna lie too, dude. It's like I've said no to it for a good while though, but it's actually country dancing. Like, I may piss off some people. I hated country music for a long time. But it wasn't until like about a year ago or so that I started going into like country bars, and I started about a year ago, started getting into country dancing. And I was like, you know what? I want to start taking classes with it. Like, I want to start going to events, and I want to start like actually like learning from other people from about it too, because like I said, I was one of those people like, country, Now I'm at the point where it's like, hey,
Which,
let's go to the honky tonk, let's go to Cowboys, let's go to Thirsty Horse,
yeah.
let's go there, let's go dance, let's do some, all that kind of stuff, because it's like, it's weird because whenever I would tell other people from different dance scenes where it's like I want to get into country dancing, all of them said the same thing. They're like, country, but it's
Really?
like, yeah, because it's like people are such haters towards other things, and
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
what it was like, I like it, and that's actually one dance style I want to get into, like country dancing is like, or even just line dancing. Like I want to
Yeah.
get more into that lately, actually, or I have been actually slowly trying to get more into lately.
I think what got me into country was years ago. I was working at Cowboys Dance Hall,
Really?
and I see the way they were dancing. I'm like, cool, because I like to do partner dancing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
dope. And I think with this is for you fellas out there. You want to keep your girl, learn how to dance with your girl, because getting your girl involved is like, I mean, you don't want your girlfriend to sit on the sidelines. Do a little. What is her name?
All those movies where it's like the girls like sitting there like, please dance with
What
me.
what what is that? What is her name? Dang, I can't forget. I'm gonna get some hate for this. What is her name? The Chiefs guy,
The cheese
the
guy.
Chiefs football player. What's her name?
No, I mean,
The artist, the one that was like, did, fuck,
there's a lot. I will say
uh,
I don't blame you.
the
There's.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, okay. I
What
know
is
what
her
you're talking
name? What is
about. I
her
know what you're
name?
talking about. I forgot too. I forgot too.
But yeah, like I mean, she's just there. I mean, she cheers for him or whatever. But anyways,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you want to
yeah.
keep your girl, man. Learn how to dance with your girl. And I get a lot of couples, asking me, hey, teach us how to dance. I'm like, cool. Like I'll teach and stuff. Or I teach my nieces, how to partner cumbia.
Yep.
What else? I know a little bit of two-stepping.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, let me know if you want to go to Cowboys, dude. We'll go. We'll learn.
We'll do it.
How do we learn? Yeah, because with partner line dancing, like all the vueltas and
Yep.
everything. I don't know that, but that looks dope. And I mean, you can kind of create your own. So what I do, all my turns, I just put them all together. With country,
Yeah.
cumbias, bachata, salsa.
I do the same thing sometimes.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? And
Just,
some people tell me that's not salsa. I was like, "Dude, what is salsa?" I mean, I know my basic steps of salsa. I know my basic steps of bachata. You know what I mean? And I kind of just make up my own thing. I think once you get the basics, you can start being creative with all the kind of dances.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes, like I would be like, whether I'm doing country dancing, it's like sometimes like let's just say I do mess up, and then I'll do like an extra step, and I'm like, oh, this is not merengue. This is not merengue. This is not merengue. So it's like it does happen though, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, and then it's funny too because I even took one time I took this West Coast swing class though, and I realized like some of my dancing style was like Latin dancing,
Yeah.
and they're like, no, don't do that. That's what you do in salsa. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, okay. So people will point it
it's
out.
it does occur, I will
Yeah.
say, but that's okay. Like it just shows that like you need to break out of it, and it's some which you need to work on the most with.
Yeah. What about ballroom?
Ballroom, I've definitely done some of it too. I've done waltz. I've actually, which is I know it's crazy. They're like, oh, you post nothing but hip hop videos. What you doing? What you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, like I've done some of that stuff. I've even done a little bit of tango too as well. I've what's another one too? I mean, I even said that. Well, I mean, it's not really ballroom, but it's like, I mean, more so Latin dancing, for more like salsa. We were talking about like merengue, bachata, all like more so like Latin kind of thing too.
Got the samba, rumba.
Samba, rumba is a good one too.
I think one I would want to know is the paso doble. That was mine and my
Really?
mom's favorite style.
Really?
Yeah, so when we were watching Dancing with the Stars, the paso doble. Oh yeah, paso doble, paso doble. We loved it, dude. Like all the just the, I guess you could I'm not gonna say anger. I don't have anger issues. Well, I already went to anger management 3 times, but
Yeah?
so, no.
Oh, that's what I was saying. I was like,
So, but yeah,
Sit
so
down.
yeah,
Sit
so
down.
yeah, that's why paso doble. Just take it out on the paso doble. I wouldn't mind doing a jive.
oh, dude, I've done some of the jive. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's very old school, but dude, it's hype. It does get hype, and if you get some like old school people to get into it, Dude, it's none but vibes. It's so fun. Like it's low key lit. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. It's old school, but it's
Yeah,
low
yeah,
key lit
yeah.
if you actually really get into it though.
That's what's up. I think let's manifest. So I
Right.
want this podcast to go so big that I become on Dancing with the Stars. Right? No, because I do want to go. Like right now, I'm studying in San Antonio,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I do want to go San Antonio,
Mm-hmm.
Houston, and I know a
Yeah.
lot of people they do a lot of virtuals. I don't want to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I want to do like face to face like this kind
Yeah.
of, so it's more fun. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, but we'll see where it goes. Maybe I'll go to California. There's some dancers that
Mm-hmm.
I follow out there and kind of get
Yeah.
their backstory.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, who knows? Maybe in about 2 years or next year, they'll put me on Dancing with the Stars. I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
maybe. Hey, it could happen. It could
Yeah.
happen, dude. I mean, when I will say, like, honestly, I know about auditioning for gigs, dude.
Yeah.
Like, some of them, like, it would be in person, then some of them are like, send us a video or let's talk for a bit and then show us what we got
Yeah, yeah.
virtually too. And then that was also part of the whole 2020 COVID kind of thing too. Yeah, there's like so many different ways of like getting hired to do a gig too. You know, sending out just your resume to just different like groups of people or social medias or companies out there and whatnot too. Social medias, advertising yourself like that too as well.
Yes.
There's like trust me, dude. There's like so many different ways that you can learn from it too, though. Most people, like if they do want to do it full time, most people just kind of just join a company, an agency, and then you know they kind of like they advertise you out, and then they get a percentage of once you
Right.
get hired and stuff like that. So that's what most people do too. But you can also freelance too. It does take a lot longer, and it's a lot more time and effort and energy and using all your resources as much as you can to freelance yourself, but you know you get the full rewards of it too 100%.
No, I think I would rather hire an agency. Like, I mean, even an agency for this. I would do that. But yeah, I think I see all this advertisements on social media. But like, one of the biggest things of my fears is everything's just a scam.
Let's get
Like, did you hear about the Sierra, the
Sierra-
video?
Oh, that was everywhere, dude.
So yeah, go ahead.
No. I was just saying, like, I knew so many dancers, not only just Texas, like, I knew other dancers I knew, like, in Mexico, like, I have other dancers I know, like, in the UK, and I know dancers in Japan, and I even knew some dancers, like, just everywhere, all different dance scenes that were, like, advertising, and they were like, hey, vote for me, or like, hey, do this and do that, and blah, 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 and I'm like, I was like, when I first saw that, I was like, this seems weird at first. I was gonna say this seems a little weird. Like, why can't you just like post it on somewhere, just say whatever behind like to an agency or a group or whatever social media, but like not make it to like this whole thing to the point where it's like now this looks like one of those like scams, like you were
Yeah.
saying too, and it's like that's why like I never wanted to do it, and people were like send it to me like, oh, you should do it.
Yeah.
You should like see the advertising and like log in and do all this stuff and be a part of it. And I'm like, this, I don't know.
I saw a lot of people doing it too, and it was like kind of fishy for me. As much as Sierra was the one that turned me to hip hop,
Yeah.
like the way she would dance, Missy Elliott, and just I don't know a lot of her videos. I would have been dope, but I felt like it was just like no. And then I saw somebody come online, and they were trying to make awareness that his agency said that it was a scam.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know. I can't trust things on social media too.
Oh, especially on social media. Like,
Yeah.
Don't. Was it the saying? Don't always trust everything you see
On
online.
social media, yeah.
I mean, there is a lot of people I know, like here in Texas, like some of them would like either move to like New York or California or even outside the country, and some of them would either do a freelancing or some of them would join a group or some of them would just do the typical agency. And people, I have friends and even family members I know who would do that, and honestly, they say they love it. It did take a lot of time, a lot of, like I said, a lot of resources try to get into that kind of stuff, but no, yeah, like they didn't think they would be able to do it, and
Yeah.
now I have some of my friends like they're working with like very big names, and
Yeah. Or
you know,
or like
stuff
nowadays, it's like, how hard are you gonna work to get me a gig?
That's
You know,
it. That's
that's another question too. And okay. So I've always been in business management, dude. And so like,
Oh, yeah.
so I've always like been like, let me just start my own thing. You know what I mean? So this podcast or manage myself kind of thing.
Yep.
So I can't trust nobody else that's gonna, work hard as much as I would work hard for somebody.
Right, right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd start up my own agency. Who knows?
Why not? You
We'll
did
see.
this.
We'll see.
You did
Yeah,
this.
we'll see. So, what are some of the biggest challenges you faced in your training, and how did you overcome them?
Probably some of the challenges is how to keep it balanced within my life. Like, to be honest, like when I was doing it full time, like it's great and stuff, but I realized that it does take up a lot of your time. And then when I was like tired all the time because when you're working, whether you're teaching in the evening time, doing gig late nights, or doing it during the day, or somewhere outside San Antonio or somewhere out and about too, it takes up a lot of your time, and it's like not the typical 9 to 5. You do your job, then you go home, then you get to live your life, whatever. Here, entertainment, it's whenever and wherever, and it's like, cool, you're gonna be over here for 2 weeks, and they're like, oh, but like I have a family wedding to go. I was like, oh, can't do it.
Yeah.
You're gonna be gone for 2 weeks doing this gig over here, and you got to do it. And oh, you're gonna travel. You're gonna do all these different cities and be able to do that. And like, oh, but I need money, so I need to do extra privates or extra teachings or extra gigs on the side, to like pay everything else with, and it takes up an insane amount of your time before, like, with the rest of reality. And even then, like, even though like I tell people like I just kind of do it on the side now, like even then, like it's you got to have like a balance with that too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it does take it not only just also your time, but even physical stuff too. Because sometimes people are like, "Hey, let's do this some fun activity," and like you would just say like you just got off tour, you've been out and about for months, and then you just got home and are like, "Dude, I just want to sleep, man." Like,
Yeah.
it's like I just want to chill. I don't want to do anything right now. I already
Yeah.
did too much. Like it's very real. It's very
Yeah.
real.
How much traveling have you done? Like, what all have you accomplished? Everything that you wanted to accomplish. Like, I saw you. I guess I saw you on J Vera. Yeah, that's his name. It came to me.
Homeboy.
So I saw he did 2 of his music videos.
I did.
Who else? What other artists have you worked with? Have you worked with anybody from, you know, outside of Texas?
Yeah.
Done any classes?
For accomplishments, I would say I've worked with like I don't even know how many artists, like several artists. A lot of them would be local artists. A lot of them would be outside San Antonio as well. Like they would like hit up different people, companies or whatever to say, hey, we're gonna go to your location. We want to have your dancers and blah blah. Or I would reach out to other people saying, hey, I saw this thing, can I audition and blah blah. I've worked with several artists. My favorite one that I did was I think it was a couple years ago that I got to work with Luis Fonsi.
Really?
Yeah,
That's what's up.
I got to work with Luis Fonsi years ago, and he was like doing like some movie, like I think it was like uh, the answer to your prayers or something like that, and they said they needed dancers, so they hit up like local people, and then they reach out to me saying, hey, we know you're a dancer, we want you to dance a little bit in this film, and I was like maybe in there in the shot for like maybe a couple seconds.
Shit, who cares? Who cares? I'm gonna go watch it now. I'm gonna go watch it now.
No, do it.
Like, I know him.
Luis,
Who cares,
Luis
dude?
Fonsi, it was in the scene where like they're at a
You
bar.
can pause it and be like, look, that's me.
It's like, look at that tonto. No, but it's like no, but it's the pay was good. I'm not gonna lie, I can't complain. But it was just they had us there for hours just dancing, partner
Yeah.
work and everything. And but yeah, I mean that's probably one of my favorite ones. But yeah, I've worked with so many artists all around, whether in Texas or outside Texas. Um, I've taught at like 20 plus dance studios. I've been part of different agencies as well. I moved around for that in different spots in Texas. I've also been in different groups. I was in like 3 different groups. I was
Are
one.
you Legion?
Legion was my last one. The one before that, it was another one called Sandcastles, and then another one before that, it was called Vipipe. So I was like in different groups for like a little bit. For those groups, like we were just doing like competitions. Sometimes some of us would go to battles, and I mean, even some of them would be local. Some of them would like be big stuff. Like when I was like 18, 19 years old, I'd be like going to like World Dance, competing with all stuff like that. So it was like really, really cool stuff that I've been doing from like all different backgrounds. And yeah, I've also done like so many entertainment companies from like doing so many different gigs, and it's I mean I mean, one thing I will say for sure, like if people out there, if they want to make dance their full time, great. But one thing I will reach out and say, like, hey, just make sure you're constantly doing it. Cause yeah, one day like one gig, they could pay you up to like anywhere between like 200 to like 2,000 in one day. They're like, great, I made so much money in one day, but it's like that's one gig. You gotta
For me, it's gonna be gone like that.
like,
So yeah.
yeah, I get that, I get it.
So what advice would you give to an inspiring dancers?
The best advice I would give out to people who just started dancing or even who haven't even started dancing but they want to get into more dancing is reach out. I would like kind of what you were saying, reach out to other dancers because yeah, I didn't want to do any of this kind of career stuff until I was like talking to other dancers and because it's when I was dancing even for a little bit I was just kind of just on my own for a little bit and then when I got into like around 18 or so that's when I was like reaching out to a lot of people in the dancing here in San Antonio, then in Texas, and then outside Texas, and so forth. And it it does help being around other people who have similar interests, and
Yeah.
possibly even helping you out, even to get yourself more out there as well. It's one thing about just not only just dancing, but even just the entertainment world, like majority of it does have to do with talent too, but also majority of it's who you know too.
Hmm.
To help you out, get you where you do want to go for. How much are you, what you're willing to fight for it to. But yeah, no, and just train. Like take as many classes as you can. Be under different mentorships, learn different stuff, learn different dance styles from like even through social media or YouTube or anywhere else though. Like be able to like learning from other people does help you as a dancer. Like
Hmm.
not just staying to one particular dance style, but even taking other different dance styles, kind of like what I did. And it definitely helped me out a lot. Like it helped me out get more gigs, it helped me out reach out to new people. And it's honestly, and it just, it's definitely worth it. Like I would have wished I would have done a lot of this stuff a lot sooner because I feel like
You
I'd be
still
able
have your
to.
whole like you're still young, dude.
I'm saying I'm in my mid twenties now. I'm in
Yeah,
my
yeah,
mid
yeah.
twenties now. That's hey, back in the day, that was considered old in the dance world. Back way back in the day, but yeah, no, like honestly, like anybody who, like I said, if you're just barely starting, or if you want to start getting into it, or you're too afraid, or you think you're not good enough, like nah, like do it as much as you can. Take that class you always want to take. Go reach, go to like at a dance event and dance your heart out, or even reach out to other dancers too. Because seriously, like if I didn't do that stuff, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. Like having my broad spectrum of like learning not only just dance, but like my whole lifestyle and everything. Like, and I think so much of dance because of it. And if I didn't go for it, then I would have regretted a lot of things.
You hear it here first. I mean, you see my videos, his videos. We critique. Well, we are our biggest hater. We don't think we're good enough either. But look what he's done. Look what I've done. I mean, he's done more than me. But put yourself out there. No matter, and they say put yourself in the back. Or when you're taking the class, oh, I'm gonna be in the back, so nobody's watching.
Yeah.
But us as teachers, we're actually looking at those in the back. I am,
Yeah.
and I've heard a lot of the times I'm looking at people in the back.
Yeah.
So don't think that just because you're in the front, you're the first one to be looked at.
Most of the time when I'm taking classes or if there are ever auditions, majority of the time it's never the front people. It's like usually the people who are hiding. Like
Yeah.
they're the ones that are like who are focused. Like they
Mm-hmm.
run it like look the best. I even done auditions too where it's like these people like they're right in front. They're doing the best technique. They're mostly the best on musicality. They're like the prettiest girl, the best physique kind of guy, but like they don't always get it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's that's why they always say, and that's why I've learned from most of my mentors too, like crazy train, crazy amount of like be unique and crazy much to like learn from all types of people because when people are picking out whether for it's a gig or just want to like shoot it for like just a typical dance video,
Mm-hmm.
it's your uniqueness of being able to like catch up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the both. Be able to catch up, do something dope on the dance, but your uniqueness of what kind of like picks you out of the whole crowd. The golden egg and in front of like all the other normal ones.
Well, with that audition that I did, they're always looking for a certain type of styles, and I was like, hey, maybe I wasn't their flavor.
Yeah,
So,
that's
and
true
I did.
too.
There was no man, F that guy, no, 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 no. I didn't call my that or on Facebook, hey, how come you didn't pick me? It is what it is.
Yeah.
I know how to take, I know how to split business into friendships.
You have to take criticism.
Yeah,
That's a
you
big
have
thing.
to.
You have to, because it's like I would literally have people like some like I'll be literally posting like really dope dance videos, or if I'm ever like out and about dancing and stuff like that. But when someone like critiques me, and especially if it's coming from a place of love, then I'm like, no, please, please help me. Like I
Yes.
even know like people who are like even way other bigger dancers too, like they would say the same thing, like, oh, if there's anything like I need to work on too, let me know and everything and blah blah. And it's like, yeah, that's like the mindset of a great dancer, where it's like I always want to improve no matter what. And it's like I tell people all the time, like, if you can't take criticism, then maybe this isn't for you,
I
you
don't think
know.
I don't think you'll succeed
No, not only just dance, but just in general in
in
life
general.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like you need to be able to like, yeah, because even I even tell my students too, if you mess up, great. Now you know what you need to work on the most. But if you did it good, it can be even better. It can be improved. It can add a little bit of a little salsa, some chile, some little flavor. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah, yeah.
You know, so like you got to, man, you got to, because it's
Yeah.
like no matter where you are, even if you're on the top of your game, like I trust me, I met top tier dancers from all different backgrounds and everything too. Dude, some of them are training in the dance studio, like, you know, hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Sometimes they'll be in that like there for like 10 hours all day.
Oh yeah.
You know, back when I was like working more on freestyle, like sometimes I'd be in the studio, just sometimes it's just me and my friends just working on our freestyle, working on choreo, working on just, you know, just anything to learn to improve our dance style for like hours on end. And we would help each other out saying, oh, this would be dope if you did this, or hey, if you incorporate this, or hey, I noticed that was just a little bit loose in that choreo. I would just say tighten up more on this, you know. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with it, helping each other out though. You know, I've had like from other anyways from the smallest known dancers to even the most biggest well known dancers, you've always like learned from one another.
Yeah.
And it's a really dope thing too that I've love to see, like no matter whether you're in the dance scene from like 1 month, 1 year, 10 years, 20 years, 100 years, no matter what, we can always like learn from each other no matter what where we're
Right.
at.
I think because like with me, with the one of the biggest things that I got points taken off was that I kept looking on the floor,
Oh
and
yeah.
that is one of my biggest. And I'm gonna admit, you know, and I even try to get that with even my students. You know, quit looking on the floor, quit looking on the floor, and I still to have a bad habit of looking on the floor. It's because like when you're looking into the crowd and it's just you're like, fuck, you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah.
Facials.
So if you ever a spectator, you know, whoever it is, you know, make some kind of woo noise or whatever it is,
Yes,
because
yes.
with us we get nervous. Like if you just learning how to take critiques, even I critique myself when I'm watching the video. I know some people don't like watching videos of themselves. Do you watch your videos?
I have to.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
I
me
have
too.
to.
So and it's not just the like you know, and I think honestly like I think the videos that mine that went viral, I think they're all me watching anyways. All 94K views.
Yeah.
It's all me anyways. Not just kidding. No, but no, I watch it and it's because like I critique myself. You know, oh I could be doing this better, or I could do this different, or change the choreo up a little bit, or stop looking on the floor. How do you stay motivated and passionate about dance, especially during challenging times?
Man, I would definitely notice too where it's like whether it's like I'm having a really bad just day or week or month or whatever. Or let's just say something happened at work, or I had a family member pass by, or it just could be just whatever the case may be though. Another time, like if it's especially challenging, or especially like, hey, I didn't get that gig, or hey, I didn't win that battle, or hey, this teaching position went to somebody else, or whatever the case may be. Though, you know, the best thing I've learned, it's like I would actually look back and see like how much I've done, and I would be able to like ask other people, as like, hey, what I'm doing is so dope, and people would like still cheer me on for it too as well. And like I said, you know, cheering yourself on is
Mm-hmm.
another big key thing too as well. And I would also go back into when I was a kid again, like when I was learning just how to dance when I was a kid. Like, why did I start doing it in the first place? And I do it because I had so much happiness from it too. I had so many great emotions from it too. Like, you know, the stuff where it's like the dopamine in it, like it's addicting.
Yeah.
Not like that, no, but,
No, no,
but
yeah, no, no,
it's
I get,
science
I
terms,
get, I
science
get it, we get
terms,
it. Yeah.
science terms. But it's like, I would just constantly remind myself like, it's something I love, it's something I'm good at, and it's something that has made me happy ever since I was a kid. And it's those little things that really does help you push into like the hardest times, especially if it's a hard time in life or just hard time, just something within the dance world. Having that reminders, even those little things, like whether you want to do it on notes, whether you want to be a crazy person and talk in the mirror about it, or just have someone talk to you about it too as well. Like I said, those little things they do help out in the long run with that.
What are some common misconceptions about dancers or the dance world that you would like to address? So that one I ask everybody.
Not that I'm saying anything bad about it, but they think majority of, I mean, I don't think it's really a misconception, but it's like they would say all male dancers that do it are gay. I would say. So it's like, and I'm not saying there's nothing bad about it. I'm just saying like, whenever I'm dancing, it's like always like those people who are like not cool about it. They're like, oh, you're,
It's gay.
yeah,
Or
dancing.
dancing's for gays. No,
Yeah,
it's
and
not.
I was like, dude, I'm straight, and I'll do it. Like, come on now, like, it's like I think that's a misconception, and that's another thing too. Like, I had like, when I was like doing sports at the time too, and then when I was telling my team members, where it's like, yeah, I want to get into like dancing. Some of my friends would like, they already be like, dude, that's gay. And I was like, dude, I love it. Like, it's
Yeah.
something I enjoy. Like, it's nothing bad about that. You know what I mean? But it's like they would always see it as just, you know, for one particular people, and it's like, well, it's like, yeah, there are gays who do it, but it's just like there's all types of people who do it though. It's not just one thing, and it's like
Yeah.
it's such a weird thing that it's like people still say it to this day, and I was like, dude,
Mm-hmm.
there's all types of people to do it. Like, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I know where you're coming from. I mean, even when I say dance or whatever, but then when they see me dance, it's like, dude, I thought you're talking about like a different style. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
So yeah, I think that's true. Any other common misconceptions about dancers?
Another misconception too, though. Uh, I mean, I would say this for sure for people who are literally in the dance scene more so, or just who are involved within community, or just who watch dance studios who are a little bit about it, is that sometimes they would think like bigger, well-known name like dancers or choreographers or people like that. They think that they're top dog. They think they're, you know, they're too better. They're too good for everybody else. But it's
It's
like,
an egotistical thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But when you talk to them behind the scenes, like, no, they're just normal, regular people. Like,
Yeah.
they're cool. They also have their issues. You know, they have their
Yeah.
everyday lives. Like, they're not God, where they're like instantly perfect in front of this screen, where they're like perfect all 24/7 doing all this dope stuff. But yeah, no, they're just like everybody else too. Like, same thing with like well-known artists. Like, if you ever
Hmm.
see like Selena Gomez or J Lo or whoever, where it's like they're thinking like, oh, they're top dog, blah blah. But if you're talking behind the scenes, like, they're cool people. You know, they're just like everyone else and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're just like the rest of us too. But obviously, when you see somebody on the screen doing all this dope stuff, like, you see like, oh, they're thinking they're whatever and blah blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then that's why also I brought this, to San Antonio, the whole podcast, is because like nobody really gets to know us. It's always just videos,
Yep.
work, or just in and out kind of thing. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I've known you for how long,
Years.
and we've never really just sat down and just like get where you come from, and even
Yeah.
with me, like pick your head or you pick my head or whatever the case is gonna
Yeah.
be,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. So or whatever this is gonna lead to. So,
Uh huh.
but yeah, it's the reason why I want to start this podcast because again, I don't really know you. There's a lot of people I don't really know and stuff. And
Yeah.
again, even with me being my biggest hater, um, when I hear you talk about it, when I hear anybody else talk about it, I was like, okay, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I do the same thing. Or like when it comes to doing choreo, I'm thinking to myself, man, it takes me about an hour to come up with something through a song, and then I hear it somebody else, you know. So how long does it take you to come up with your choreo? Or you just
Uh,
freestyle everything?
well, um, oh my gosh, hold up. There's too much to talk about this subject. So I will say, like, for what I've learned, for me, like, specifically, I can't say that word specifically,
Okay.
is that I would just pick a song that I like, something I'm listening to a lot more, or if it's like some like kind of vibe that I'm getting more into, and then I would decipher the song for a bit, like what's a good to start into it or when to like jump in or whatever, and then I would freestyle a little bit into it, like would it look good for this or how would it connect with like the next move and whatnot, and I would freestyle so I can like see like okay, freestyle number one, freestyle number two, freestyle number three. You know what, number two looks good. I'm gonna put that, and then I would do that to the next section, the next 8 count, the next one, and so forth. And I've tell people all the time too, especially within the choreo world, or I tell people it's like, hey, look, like when you're creating choreo, you're creating just random moves that goes with the music or the song, and they're like, yeah, and it's like it's the same thing with freestyle. It's just they're just more in tune with it, meaning like they've done it more. They've kind of worked more on that kind of part in their brain where it's like, whether it's like just freestyling or in a battle or just for a video, where just whatever it just comes out and it goes with the song, then that's just what it is though. So I basically just do a little bit of freestyle. If it's great with it, great. Then go into the next one. Depending how long the piece is, like let's just say if it's just like a typical like 30 second, I would say just give me 1 hour, like or less.
Okay, that's about me too. See,
Right,
this is what I like to hear, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah.
something right, or
About like an
I'm on
hour
the same
less.
ball. You know what I mean? So the difference between when I tell people I can't freestyle, they were like, oh, can you? But you can do choreo. But then I see some people saying I can't do choreo, but I can freestyle. So I mean, teach me. I guess you can say, what is the difference? Because again, I can't freestyle, but the reason why I do choreo is because like I like to listen to the booms, the cats, the
Yeah.
words, and kind to. I don't know if you guys use this phrase, but wordplay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I use a lot of wordplay, or not a lot. I try not to overdo it, but if you put on a song I've never heard it before, and I know you kind of listen to the booms and then the cats, but I like to use the words as well.
Yeah, yeah. The dancing to the lyrics is something that I love to do too. Actually, like and one thing I've learned too, it's like mostly for choreographers, they like to be dancing more on the instrumental, more on the breaks of the music or the bass or so forth, which is dope too. There's nothing wrong with that. But I noticed like for what's unique more about my choreo is like I do that, and I also like doing mostly for especially my videos, like I like dancing mostly on just the lyrics just as much as the instrumental.
Yeah.
Because I know some people like to like, which is like ironically lyrical or contemporary, it's mostly like the word play, and then other people like they're focused more on the musicality where it's like ta ta boom 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 ha ha ta 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 ha. Like I like to mix in both with my choreo. But get into like choreos of freestyle, it's like how some people say like for musicality, right? So best way to learn how to just kind of just freestyle, listen to the song. Like you ever notice like someone before they get to the freestyle, they first listen to the music first so they can get at least an idea of it too. One thing I know for dancers, all dancers, we're all music heads. So that means if it's like certain genre, we have like an idea of like this might pop up or this word may pop up or this and that and whatnot. Like for let's just say for just hip hop, let's just say that sometimes in hip hop like there's a random one that goes into this part and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hit this after it's the similar ones here and there too. So you just kind of listen to it a little bit, or if you know the song already, then everything that you've practiced with choreo, that's the same thing that what freestylers do the same thing. Because sometimes freestylers, whenever we have this thing called dance sessions, we go there, whether it's at a studio or at some parking lot or into somebody's place, or even if it's in their own room or wherever the case may be, we're practicing our freestyle because whenever it comes to like, we're doing it for a video, we're doing it for a battle, we're just doing it whenever we're out and about and just want to freestyle. Most of the freestyle we do, it's practice moves.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with choreo. You drill it, drill it. Same thing with freestylers. We drill all these crazy moves, and then once it comes into play, that's something we actually worked on too. So it kind of goes both hand in hand. That freestyle can actually help with choreo, and choreo can be very similar, helping out with freestyle too.
Gotcha. Okay. So I can freestyle. It's just
Yes, you can. Yes, you tell yourself you can.
Yeah, can.
You tell yourself you can.
Well, because I think when I went to this past Thursday at the Hemisphere Park, and like usually I go to these like I went to the Burn House one. You not see me dance once, right? And
Uh,
so and then I go to sometimes I go to the Wednesday at Street Art San
oh
Antonio
yeah,
over
there's that
here,
one too.
and I don't dance either, you know, because like I'm in the same mindset that it's only for beat boys, it's only for bricks, but no, they're open for all styles. And
Exactly.
so, but I went Thursday. I went just like this, man, comfortable. Because usually
Hmm.
I'm not. I'm just got done doing a podcast, or I just got done doing something, and I'm wearing clothes that I don't feel like I can dance in.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but this time I went like this. But yeah, I was on the dance floor and I was doing my thing. You know, what is one thing in San Antonio that you think needs improvement?
Uh, if I'm gonna be completely honest though, and I'm gonna be calling out a lot of people when I say this too though, is just support. It's the support. I hear it all the time too, where it's like, yeah, dude, like, I would love to like come to your class and everything, and I'm like,
Go to no,
don't tell me, just come to
yeah,
class, like come on now, and then sing,
guilty.
and that's what I'm saying. So it's like support, but not just my class, but just anything else in too as well. Like taking other people's classes too, and then also supporting other people's, like what you said for the freestyle thing you go to as well. Going into different dance events that other people have got going on as well. Like, people don't realize, but like putting your resources together can actually help you and build things. And honestly, like one of my favorite things that I did was a long time ago. It was like years ago. I met this guy named Ant, or we just call him Chino. His name is Anthony, but we just call him Ant or Chino. Really dope guy, crazy good at Crom. He's grown so much. Like I've seen this guy like literally like not be able to do an A count of anything to be able to do choreo like it's nothing, and be able to like do dope battles and crump, like just nasty, crazy, dope dude. Shout out Ant, I'm gonna tell you that. And I remember a long time ago, I was teaching at this class, and he came up to me. He was like, "Hey, I want to get more into freestyle," and I was like, "Well, I know a lot of freestylers. I can introduce you to some people." And one day, a little bit not long after, it was like a year or two later, he says, "Hey, I have this own studio, and I really like want to invite people in the freestyle scene to come through." So I told people at the time, I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll reach out to other people too as well to come through." So because of like his resources and my connections, we started this thing called like the VOP dance sessions. And if I'm gonna be honest, like I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or anything,
No,
but
toot
it's
it. That's what this is for. Toot
um,
it.
like we created a unique and a very almost very popular freestyle session, because there would be other dance sessions that were all like there's sessions of like different dance scenes, and it would be like really dope about amount of people. But for what we did a very unique thing where it's like we did all genres of people, where it's like if you want to play land dancing, play land dancing. You want to play hip hop, play hip hop. If you want to play classical music, play classical music. You want to play jazz, go play jazz. We literally, I think we were like the only session in San Antonio where we were able to like get all types of like different types of dancers to come through our sessions. It would most, I'm gonna be real, it was mostly hip hop, of course, but we were able to bring in all different types of people all together and everything, and it was a continuous thing. And at first, it started very small, like we had like maybe 3, 5 or so people, just a little bit here and there, but then it got bigger to 10, 20, 50, and there's more and more and more, to the point where it's like we had people crowded inside, outside the
Dang.
hallway, outside, and it got very big at one point. And we would have people from all over San Antonio. We had people outside San Antonio come through, like people from Dallas, Houston, San Antonio as well, El Paso, Corpus Christi. We even had like a couple people from either like from different states. We even had some people from
That's what's
Mexico.
up.
So it was just a dance session, and we would advertise it like crazy, like come to dance session, all different types of styles, all genres, and we did it differently. We, instead of like most, and that's one most people kind of lack on in dance sessions. It's like they would always like try to do a DJ and whatnot, try to like make it a legitimate thing, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, dude. We almost had like up to like 50, 60 people, and I give a lot of credit to Ant managing all that, because he was the one hosting for all that stuff and all the different
Man,
types
that's
of
not
people.
easy.
No, it's not. Like he really stepped up, and I give a lot of props for that. And we had a lot of people support one another too. But yeah, I think that's one of the things in San Antonio, whether it's just not the freestyle world, but also in the choreo world or gig world or just entertainment in a whole, like support one another of with anything you can. It just, trust me, that's one example of like literally just one small thing, just a conversation was able to create a big thing though. And that led us to like doing battles, that led us to like help people do like other gigs or reach out to other people to like help out to do other battles and other videos, and learn how to like expand their horizon on dancing or whatever. And that was just one example of just one dancer supporting another, and that kind of
Yeah.
sparked on one thing. So that's why I tell people all the time, like, support one another. You don't know how
Yes.
big it can really lead into.
What do you think it is stopping everybody from supporting one another? Because let me just say this. There was I went to go take a class from um, a dancer, and I love to take classes as much as I love to teach.
Mm-hmm.
And we followed each other, and I just found out that he unfollowed me.
Oh, okay.
Like, I mean, if you unfollowed me, shout out to you. But I'm not gonna say your name. But
Talking about the followers.
yeah, I mean, social media is like Vanity said, it's its own world. I don't
Yeah,
pay
it
attention
is.
much to it, but it's like, I guess you can say it does touch a little bit on it because like I supported you, you know what I mean? And it's like the classes is like all the way on the other side of town, bro. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
can't make it all the time, you know what I mean? And then plus me taking my break, I took a break to grieve over my mom's death.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, now I'm back and I'm doing a
Welcome
lot
back.
better.
Welcome back. I'm
Yeah,
happy. I'm happy you're here.
thank you. So I'm back and I'm getting back into it because I believe, because she was one of my biggest support.
That's awesome.
And so yeah, what do you think is stopping everybody from supporting one another? You think it's an egotistical thing? You think, oh man, like let's say everybody goes to his class, not mine. Someone unfollow him. Do you think it's like he's doing something better than me, so I'm not gonna support him? Like the little things do count.
Yeah, I can't say it's just one small thing because I talked to so many different dancers, and everyone's answer is kind of different.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, and that's the reason why I kind of will say that too. Like, not all of them are, but it's like, yeah, some of them does have to do with a little bit of ego. I will say
Mm-hmm.
some not just, and I'm not just gonna say San Antonio. It's just all dancers all around. Like you'll have some of those dancers and even those choreographers where it's like they're like, oh, they can't even like do it right or do good and blah blah. And it's like some of them, it's like, oh, that's not even good choreo or whatever. And then when they take my class, they can't even keep up. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, cool, dude. And it's like it does have to do a little bit with the ego, I would say though, for
Mm-hmm.
sure too. Or
Because I've
it's,
done this, I've done that, I've done this,
oh
and
yeah, they're like, oh, this is my mentor. I was like, oh, or another thing too is just like, well, I'm getting my help from at this other place or this group of people or this particular mentor or whatever. So it's like, why should I learn from you? You know what I mean? So it's like their dance mindset's very small. Like they don't believe that they can learn from anybody else. They only believe that, oh, I can only learn from this small thing, and this is how I'm gonna grow. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
So it's like weird that people are thinking have that kind of mindset because it's like if you it's I mean it's the same thing with wanting being successful and just in life. Like if you want to be able to grow and broaden your mindset, whether it's just like just living a lifestyle or getting into your career of your job, anything, like you can't just learn from one person.
Yeah.
You can't learn from this one company. You got to be able to like expand
Yeah.
everywhere, and you learn from multiple people, learn from different spots and everything to be able to just, like I said, not only grow as a person but also mostly as a dancer. And it's like that's why I tell people time, like even I've taken classes which are like when I was taking ballet classes, I didn't want to, but I've learned, I'm like, I have so much respect for ballerinas now because
Yeah.
y'all's cores are amazing. Tell me the workouts, please.
For
Like
real.
it's good, like it's dope to be able to like learn from other people too. Like it's a good thing to like learn from other people. There's nothing wrong with it too. And same thing with it goes too. Like don't be scared about it too, because some people, I get so many people who DM me about it or tell me through a friend or even in person too, where it's like it's intimidating, like, or it's like, or I'm not that good, or if it's like Another thing where it's like, oh, I barely just started, so I'm just like, I'm not ready for it yet. Like I tell people all the time, like, no, the only person that's gonna say you're ever ready is yourself. Don't listen to
Yeah.
anyone else. Like, I've had people. Trust me when I say this too. I've had people in the dance world. They're like, yeah, you're not ready to do big dance things here and there. I'm like, when I was 18, I was going on tour. Like I
Yeah.
was going on tour, and you said I wasn't ready, and I was like, dude, I've worked with so many different agencies and companies and studios and whatnot, and I was doing big things and whatnot, and I've had people like, oh, you weren't ready, but it's like I did big stuff too, so it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, don't let your own criticism or don't let somebody else's criticism say that you can't do it. It's like kind of like that
Because you
saying.
never will.
Yes, and it's like where's that saying where it's like, if you tell a fish that he can't climb a tree, then he will forever believe it or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's like, yeah,
I've never heard that one, but I know what you mean.
it's weird, but it's a saying. Someone out
I
there.
know the
It's like,
concept of it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, because yeah, there are limitations, but like your limitations only from what you're would allow to broaden. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where it's like, yeah, if you're only a box, you're only these people. You're not gonna grow if you're just in this one section. And that's why I was like, I
Stop
love
hanging out with negative people.
That too.
I actually have to do that.
that too. That too. Be around only people who have nothing but love and nothing but like good vibes about themselves and other people too as well. Those are the dancers and whatnot you want to be around too. But yeah, and it's like it's just that there's a lot of weird things too about it too though. But yeah, I would say those are the main two thing about it. It's like why people are lacking, why they're not supporting this or that or whatnot is because part of it has to do with like the ego kind of complex where it's like they've been into dancing for so long where it's like I only need my help here, then I'm good. And or it's like the other one where they haven't been into dancing for so long and they're like, I don't know, like I don't think I can be able to do that and stuff like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So other people on this side for the ego, they need to humble themselves and say, hey, you can learn from anybody. And then this side of people where it's like they barely just started and just say, hey, you just need to push yourself and just go for it.
Yeah. I've had somebody tell me that like, well, you're just starting, and then I told them I was like, I'm not just starting. You know what I mean? I'm like, if you've been in the dance game for 20 years, I've been in it for what 17 years. I'm like, if you're meeting me now, I'm not just starting. I'm catching up. You know?
There's that. There's definitely that. That's for sure.
But yeah, anybody that thinks I'm just starting, no, I'm catching up. So,
Yeah, that's true.
how do you collaborate with choreographers and other dancers?
Just reach out. That's probably the most simplest way to do it. And if it's like a collab to like learn from them, same thing. Or if it's a collab to do a project with them, it's the same thing. It's you don't know unless you ask. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like that's one thing I've learned. It's like what I was wanting to like get into like mentorships and learning from different dancers and choreographers. Like I would reach out to them. Some of them would be through social media, some of them through friend of friend, some of them would be through in person. So there are different ways of reaching out to those people and saying, hey, I have this thing, blah, blah, I want to learn how to do this, teach me. Or like, hey, like I want a mentor, can you help me out? Or like, hey, I have this project in mind, would you be interested in doing it? You know what I mean? It's just as simple as that, just reaching out though. And if they say no, then go to the next one.
Right. It's not about rejection, it's about redirection.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people, they come and tell me, hey, I want to, I'm open to collaborating with anybody. Hey, Demetrio, I have this concept video, and you'd be perfect for it. Bet. Just tell me what it is, when, where, what to get, what I need to get, whatever it is, you know what I mean? And I'm there. Let's turn it to fun and engaging, okay? And then we'll kind of end it here.
Okay.
If you could have any superpower related to dancing, what would it be?
That's a good question. I like that question.
I sent you these. No, just kidding. I said no.
You're right.
No. I'd probably be in the same boat too.
Yeah. No, I did look it over though. I did. I will say.
I would do the same thing. I'd just look over them. I wouldn't study them.
No, because it's for that within the dance world, I would pick flying. Because think about it, dude. Like, dude, how much creativity you can use from like, let's just say like like I'm doing a head spin, and then I'm able to float while doing a head spin.
How high?
As high as you want. Like, dude, like think about
Okay.
that. Think about that.
Alright.
That would be the coolest thing. Or like, let's just say you're doing a gig and you're dancing, da da da, do all this stuff, and then you're floating in the air, and they're like, look, no chords, and it's like,
And then you start spinning.
right? That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
That I would have too much fun for the flying thing, and I would.
You ever had those dreams where you're flying?
With that, I have the dreams of when I'm falling.
Oh man, Joe.
It's like I was like, oh, it's not. I'm not.
Or like,
I don't need to get up until later on.
or like you're in class and then you put your head on the desk and you just.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then I also recently just graduated from college too.
I
actually.
saw that. Congratulations.
Yeah. No, thank you. I even got like my college ring and everything from
That's what's up.
from UTSA actually. I graduated with a bachelor's in business management. So when you said,
Oh,
when you
okay,
said
okay.
business management, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. What's your favorite song to dance to or music genre?
I mean, I could just say what I've been looking to more recently. I was gonna say, I mean, we were talking about contemporary. You know how in contemporary songs, like they're very like soothing, sometimes emotional, very deep in touch
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I very similar to like that one video I posted on IG, where it's like choreo, but with that. So that's something I've been doing a lot more recently on the side, like not just posting, but just behind the scenes, like whether it's like my place or somewhere else. And it's something that I feel more in touch with myself in dancing with that kind of stuff. So it's like I don't know what kind of music genre, but it's like the contemporary pieces where it's like very emotional pieces, very songs where it's like you feel like you're thinking about life, you're thinking about all the good things, the bad things, just kind of like we were saying before, kind of like dance is just a storytelling kind of
Yes.
thing, but with choreo.
What is the most unusual thing you've ever done related to dancing?
Okay. Okay, because you ever done those weird gigs?
No.
Okay.
No, just kidding.
All right. Whatever. No, I'm kidding. No. So though I've done weird gigs where they'll be like, hey, put this on. I'm like, and it's like some weird piece or anything.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
like, and I'm like,
I didn't even post it.
I'm like, don't. Or it's like they're like, who's wearing that? They're like, you. I'm like, oh, okay. Do I have to? They're like, do you want to get paid? I'm like, you're right. So it's like I've had to wear some weird stuff at certain gigs, which is like whatever how they want to manage it, whether it's like some theme or whatever. That's something to do. Or sometimes the song would be super weird. It would be like some unhinged weird thing. So we have to like dance to this, but in the song it's like it's so horrible. Like,
Nah.
but I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And then another one would it be like weird things to do. I mean, let's just say if it's a production or if it's an act and it's like you're interacting with people and like sometimes they'll say behind the scene like, oh, it's like someone's birthday, so pick them up and scream at them and say happy or something like that, and it's just random weird stuff. Like the entertainment weird is super weird.
Yeah.
Like they want dancers to do the most like out of pocket things though. You know what I mean? So it's like I said, you'll have fun. It's a great time, but just be prepared to like do something that you don't think you're gonna do.
Okay.
It's just,
I'm gonna talk about mine, but
oh yeah.
okay, good. You know what?
Nothing. Yeah,
Okay. Last one. What is a fun fact about yourself most people don't know?
A fun fact about myself. I actually like to write songs.
Really?
I actually love to write songs. I was just talking to
Do you
someone.
sing?
No. It's more like raps.
Okay.
But it's like, or just sometimes it's a little singing. I like high vocals, but just sometimes raps or poetry. I've started writing songs when I was in high school, and between the ages of like 18 to 21, 22, I would actually produce my own beats, my own instrumentals, like all that kind of
Okay.
stuff, and then I would actually write songs. Some of them would be like 2-minute longs, 4-minute longs, or even just longer. And if I didn't write or produce, an instrumental, then I would just have it into like a poetry kind of thing or haiku or whatever the case may be. But I loved writing for a good decent amount of years, and I learned when I was like slowly like trying to like broaden my lifestyle and my mindset and everything, other than just dancing, writing was a big one. And I made so many songs on my old, those old school iPods and everything. I used to write so many like songs on them and everything.
Old
And
iPods,
the iPods.
the headphones.
No, not the headphones, like the iPods. Or not iPhones, but the iPods. Where it's like the old school iPods where like there's just more phones, there's just an iPod. No?
No.
No?
I don't
Okay.
think I'm that old.
Okay, sure.
No, just kidding. I know what you're talking about.
I
I know what you're talking about.
How? Man, I'm talking about like, oh, did you ever?
Well, you can put music in them, right?
Yes,
The
yes,
MP3, MP4s, or
yes.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Man,
what you're talking
I'm about to say old school. Like, hey, did you have a Walkman or just
A what?
a what? Okay.
No.
A Walkman.
No.
That's how you know their ages. But no, but it's like, yeah, like I had so many songs. I think almost like,
I'm surprised you know what a Walkman is. Okay.
dude, I grew up in some ghetto old school neighborhoods. Like,
But you were a military brat.
I am a military brat. Where like
Okay.
I've lived in like also military homes, and living on base, they're crap, dude. Like,
Really?
Dude, they're bad, dude. Like bro, every step is a creak break, break. Like I said, like I lived in military homes. I lived in like ghetto homes. Like I lived in like.
Because when I
all
went to
this-
Hawaii, we were military.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and there were some pretty nice houses.
Yeah, there is some, but like the bugs in Hawaii, dude. Like you'll have like centipedes like
Oh,
this long.
I think I got, what are they, bit or stung by one of them? I think I did, but because
Yeah.
I went to the garage and I got some paper towels, and all of a sudden I felt like a big old sting on my stomach. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And I dropped it, and I see a centipede. I'm
You
like,
just
yeah, I thought I was
Crazy.
like, I got poisonous, but I don't know. But
Yeah, did you go to the hospital?
no, I didn't.
Well,
I
you're
mean,
here.
I don't even know if it was that, dude. I don't even know what it was.
You're here. That's what.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even
Yeah.
know if, like, are they poisonous?
No, majority of them aren't though, but
Okay.
some are.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at the camera. I'm like, you're here, so you're.
Yeah,
That's all I was
yeah.
like. But yeah, like you'll survive. Just go to the
Okay.
hospital. They'll give you like something, and you'll be fine.
That explains a lot, though. I'm just kidding.
Bye.
All right, so do you have any questions for me before we end this?
What I would say this. What made you want to do this?
So actually, good question. I think with me, I mean, with the whole, let's put it in a term that we all know, competitive, I guess you can say. I mean, I see everybody doing dance classes. I see everybody throwing events, and I seen everybody doing this, and I'm like, I've always wanted to do something that nobody else is doing.
Yeah.
And then it's
Yeah.
like, well, again, I've known you for so many years, but we never sat down,
Yeah.
talked about anybody's journey.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it'd be so dope just to hear everybody's story. And then I didn't know if there was a podcast going. I still don't know if there is any, but if there is, no.
Well,
So
there in the dance world, like in here in San Antonio, or
here's
just
okay. So I tried looking up on the dance world.
dance.
Found a
world?
couple of them.
Oh yeah.
But none recent.
None recent. I mean, there's a decent amount within just the dance world, and I know there's this one other studio that the owners, they do a podcast, and I know there's
Not
like
here.
in San Antonio. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a studio.
But it's only for their
Yeah,
circle.
yeah. For
See,
their circle,
me,
their circle.
I'm wanting to branch out. I'm
Yeah.
wanting to pick. I mean, I've had, and I'm not just interviewing people that I've known for a long time. There was
Yeah.
like, I think I had Danza de Vida.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know who she was. And I saw her on KSAT 12 with the whole Selena thing. I was like, dude, that'd be so dope. You know what I mean? You have to be active.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've had some people tell me, hey, I want to be on it. So I kind of look at them, and this goes to anybody that's watching too. Be active, and I'm kind of I'm doing my homework. You know what I mean? I'm doing my homework. I'm seeing what you have done, what you have accomplished, and it's not just I'm just now starting. I want to get out there. No,
Yeah.
if you want to get out there, get out there. I'm not gonna put you out there.
No, for real.
But I feel like everybody that's here, they're putting in the work for the community as well, and again, not just their circle. So I see you teach at Jewel of Art, but you also go to events. Like you went to the Burn House. You were actually a judge.
I was the judge at a battle at Burn House.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But let's real quick. What is it like being a judge? Because you guys had y'all's fight. I couldn't be a judge. I'd be like, fuck. I'd be like this all the time. You know, like they're both good and everybody's good. And
Yeah. That's
Um,
true.
what is your mind like? Talk to me about being a judge.
Um,
Like, what is the toughest
I mean, that
part
wasn't my
about being a
first
judge?
time being a judge. I've been a judge at other battles and competitions before too. I would say that it's one hard thing is like when you have friends
Mm-hmm.
who enter the competition. You know, they're like, oh, they're a dope choreographer, or they're like they've done battles like nonstop for years and stuff like that. But it's like one thing is like has been a huge politic issue within the dance world is just people are very biased, that's for sure.
I was gonna.
But I will say for the same time, not all of them are biased, but some of them are for sure. But how do I judge? I mean, I judge them like if I really don't know them. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like I judge them like how well are they creative? How well are they able to be on beat? How well are they able to like not repeat themselves? How well are they able to like not copy from someone else? Like how well are they able to do like crazy transitions? How well are they able to do, like just do more than one dance style? Because I've seen people. Well, I would just say for that situation in a dance battle, like I know some people where it's like it's just only breakdancing. You know what I mean? They could still win battles for just only breakdancing, but for so many battles I've seen all across the world that I've seen people where it's like they would do at least like 10 different dance styles just to win that one battle
Mm-hmm.
or just to win the whole entire battle or just that one round I meant to say. Either that one round or just the whole battle. You know what I mean? Cuz it's like yeah, there's like so much to do with like how much has this person truly trained? Are they able to like do all these different stuff and be able to like do it on the point where it's musicality on beat? Are they able to put in their personality or do something, some crazy move that nobody's seen before? You know, signature moves. You know, that's
Mm-hmm.
another one too. And then yeah, then you talk with your judges and you choose like, you know what, I like this person because of this. I like this person because of that or whatever. And then cool, all right, we know that. Now we go into the next people. And you know, there's different ways of how everyone judges. Some people judge because of they want it. They look more at like the wow moments. Some
Mm-hmm.
people
Yeah.
look at more like technique. Some people look at it because they're in the same crew or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
everyone kind of has like their own way of doing it. Most of us kind of have common sense of like, oh, okay, well you can see this person definitely took the round on this one, you know. And sometimes it's happened. I mean, you saw that battle like
Mm-hmm.
that one time where it's like the last two people they did almost like 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did almost
That
four
was sick.
rounds
That was
because
sick
it
as
was
fuck.
just one section. Like some of us was here, here, and here, you
Uh
know.
huh.
And then there was another time with because I know you also had Vanity on the Vanity where it's like there's one time where like I chose to Vanity and I think Jacob did this and then Bianca did the
Mm-hmm.
other person, and that does happen. It does
Mm-hmm.
happen where it's like it's completely unplanned and
Yeah.
it's a tie. And then sometimes when there's a tie, you just do another round, do another round, do another round until whoever like messes up or someone who just puts it whatever their pocket or
Gassed
something.
out.
Literally.
Right. It's gassed out, or there was a different word term that somebody said. I think it was gassed out. But yeah, I don't know, man. I was like, man, the whole time I was telling Vanity, I was like, man, these judges got it tough for them. I was like, I couldn't be a judge, but it
Mm.
was a close call. But yeah, this is like the movies you got served. So I hope to go to the next battles that they have. So
Yeah,
any other
for sure.
questions you have for me, or
I mean, other than just this though, right
yeah?
now, like, I mean, because I know you said you took some time off and then you were just, you know,
Oh
trying to
yeah,
take
so
it.
yeah, I wanted to have like fuck like how am I gonna stay relevant? Because I mean I've had some dance videos. I mean they're quinceañera videos. I've had some
There's still dance
so
videos.
yeah I've had some go viral and then worked with a few artists and it's like
Hmm.
damn how do I stay relevant? I was like damn it's like um yeah so
Yeah,
getting to
no,
know everybody.
yeah, no,
And then
that's great.
even with your followers, you know what I mean? Like, do they really know you, or they're just following you? You know? And this would
Yeah.
be a perfect time to get to know you, or if anybody follows me, or if somebody's
Hmm.
watching this, the artist, whatever, and they're like, okay, let me see his work, and we all win.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean,
So,
yeah, some people, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes, like I'll like post a video where I'm like, yeah, I'm that tough guy. I'm that what's up, girl, blah blah blah. But it's like behind the scenes, I'm a dork. Like it's like
yeah,
I'm a dork, dude.
same
Like
here,
I'm
man.
like sometimes like people would like see what I post, and it was like, oh, he's arrogant, he's egotistic, he's this and that and blah. I was like, bro, like if you hang out with me, like I'm a dork, dude.
Yeah. I'm a
I like to
natural
have
born goofball.
I'm a goofball. I really am. Like I like to
Yeah.
have a good time. Like I like to laugh. Like to make jokes. I some people it's funny too. Like people would be saying like, "Oh, you play too much," and I'm like,
Yeah.
at least I got
That
personality.
dude, that's how it is at work,
Just-
man. They're like, can you be serious for one? I was like, okay, fine.
I'll
Like
try.
at work, man, I'm just quiet to myself. But when it
Yeah,
comes out
yeah.
here, like knowing me personally, dude, and yeah, I don't know.
Right.
But anyways, you guys, thank you guys for joining us on the Dance Story, the podcast, the only podcast for dancers. Well, not anymore in San Antonio right now. But shout out to my guest, Tone.
Thank you so much for
Francisco Plata, right?
Francisco is like my real name, but
Okay.
most
Government
people just call
name?
me Tone.
Okay,
Yeah.
so big shout out to Tone for joining me here, and thanks for your story, man.
No,
All right?
thank you so
We are
much.
out. Show the love, show the hate. Either way, it's motherfucking great, guys. Deuces.